Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24, where the A's will go back on the road for 9 straight games, including starting off here with a 3-game set against the Chicago White Sox. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content, as the A's will see Nick Nastrini on a mound for the White Sox, a rookie, a former 4th round pick back in 2021. Who was acquired from the Dodgers for Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly. And he will be on the mound for the White Sox, but he'll begin by giving up a base hit to Gio Urshela, as the A's have been playing a lot better ball recently, just swept in their last series of Seattle Mariners. As Davidson up next will then fly out to left, where Jimenez will make the grab. And we'll take a look at the A's lineup today. A little bit different lineup than what we're used to. Some changes. We've seen Urshela and Davidson. Notice now hitting in the 3 spot today, followed by Soderstrom at 4. Rooker's down to 5. Ruiz in the 6 spot. Geloff at 7. Langeliers 8th. And then making his debut of the season is Darell Hernandez at shortstop, who was called up from AAA. Noda up next will then slap one over to the left fielder over the third baseman into left field. So now 2 on here for the A's in the first inning. Gotta bring up Soderstrom up next, 2-2, and he swings through the high heat. Can't resist, and now 2 down for Brent Rooker. 0-1 pitch to him, and he's gonna pop up a changeup sky high for Michael Trotwine to make the grab, and that'll do it for the top of the first. On the mound for the A's will be Wade Miley, who's had a very inconsistent season to say the least. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, well, he's very off. Dominic Fletcher will lead off for the White Sox as he has a 2-2 count to begin, and he's going to hit this one up the middle for a base hit into center field. So a leadoff single for the Chi Sox. I'll bring up Victor Robles up next, up the middle, but this one's not going to get through. Hernandez is going to step on the bag himself and turn 2. 2 down now for the White Sox for Alex Bregman, and he's going to get jammed into right, and Rooker will put him away. So unconventional 1-2-3 as we go top 3 now, where Gio back up at the dish, and he'll lead off the third by getting a base hit into right field. So he's on first base for Logan Davidson as he gets a high slurve and this time takes it to right center, and that one's going to get down. Urshela on his horse is going to go all the way to third, and now we got runners on the corners. Still nobody out for the heart of the lineup. There'll be Noda up next. 0-2, he can't lay off the high heat. Swing and a miss. 1 down now, as that'll bring up Soderstrom, who we also saw strike out back in the first. 3-2 count, as Soderstrom will draw a walk. So now a bases-loaded opportunity for Brent Rooker. A golden spot here for a guy who needs to turn his season around. He gets an 0-1 pitch, and he slaps a fastball into the outfield grass, and that's going to plate 2. A 2 RBI single for Rooker, and he gets a much-needed hit, and the A's are out in front and strike first. Still only 1 down. It's Ruiz, our best clutch hitter on the season, but he's going to swing and miss at a low changeup. So now 2 down for Zach Geloff, last year's All-Star. First pitch to him, and he's going to take a changeup into right center, but it's going to hang up in the air just enough. But the A's get 2 here in the third. We'll go top 5 still with the Athletics, as Noda's now back up at the plate. He looks at strike 3. Soderstrom then up next will line it over to short. So Nastrini gets 2 down here in the 5th inning. But that's actually going to do it for him. He's going to be pulled after that batter. And Touki Toussaint will then come in and relieve. An interesting call here for the White Sox, as Toussaint's going to be tasked with getting the final out of the frame. It will be Rooker who gets the first pitch and takes the sinker to right. And it's going to drop inside the lines for a ground rule double. So he's now on second. Ruiz up at the dish, and he's going to slap one over to second base, but it's an out. So the White Sox do make it through the 5th. Let's go top 6, stay with them, as here's Geloff leading off. Toussaint still on the mound, and it's a leadoff single for Zach. So trying to get in business here. That'll bring up Shea Langeliers. 0-2. It's a hit and run. Geloff is on his way to second. He's going to have to pause, but he's not going to pause any longer because this one's out of here. A 2-run homer for Shea Langeliers in the 6th, and the A's will double their lead. Toussaint, it was interesting to see him come in last frame. He got the job done, but he couldn't get it done here in the 6th, as that's the 6th home run of the season for Langeliers. How about we go bottom 6? Wade Miley's still on the mound. He's been absolutely dealing today. He strikes out Adam Duvall to begin the frame, his 3rd of the day. That'll bring up Tucupita Marcano, former San Diego Padre. 0-1 to him, and he's going to hit this one up the middle for a base hit. One of the few on the day for the White Sox. Going to bring up Michael Trotway making his MLB debut today, but he's going to chop this one right to Miley, over to short, over to first. Miley gets through the 6th. He's been on fire today. As you go later into this game, Jake Woodford will then grace the mound from Chicago in place of Touki Toussaint. He has 2 on, 1 out from a Touki, and he gets Ruiz to hit this one to left, but it's going to be dropped for a base hit despite the effort of Jimenez. But the ball did have to cause the runners to stay put. So nobody scores. It's bases loaded. Zach Geloff up next, and he's going to ground this one over to second. They're going to turn 2, but Geloff will beat the throw to first. So instead of a double play, it's a fielder's choice, and a run will score. 5-0 A's, as here's Langoliers, who then hits a hard shot to short. It's caught. The A's play another. After 7 strong innings, Miley is pulled in the 8th for Chris Martin. How about that performance from Wade Miley today? Trying to keep the shutout going, Chris will be getting Eloy Jimenez to ground outs to first. Then I bring Andrew Vaughn up next. So 1 pitch to him, and he's going to hit this one into the gap, and that one's going to be probably the best hit of the day for the Chicago White Sox, as he will get into second base. And finally, Chicago has a runner in scoring position. I'm going to bring up Colton Montgomery up next, and Colson will ground this one over to third. Urshela quick to make the play. Well, the White Sox strand the runner on second. Adam Duvall will do just that. Swings through the slider. Still scoreless are the White Sox as we go into the 9th now. Sammy Peralta will grace the mound, trying to keep this just a 5-run deficit, as he'll begin against Ryan Noda, who will swing through an 0-2 changeup. That's strike 3. How about Toderstrom? He's been quiet today. 1-1. He gets jammed. He's going to pop this one into left, and he was hitless on the day. So 2 down now for Brent Rooker. First pitch to him, and he's going to hit a fastball into center field as Robles will get an effort, but he misses the dive. This one's going to get past Robles, and Rooker, he's rounding second. They got all the way to the wall. Rooker now going home. He wants the inside the park home run, and he's not going to get it, out by a mile. But just some fun to end the game because the A's dominate this one by a final score of 5-0. A quick one here in Chicago because, well, it was just all athletics. White Sox had nothing going on offense. Miley with an absolute lights-out 7-inning performance. Then Martin followed up with 2 great innings of his own. White Sox only get 3 hits. Athletics have 5 runs on 11, and a great performance to begin this 3-game series in the South Side, as Miley will rightfully get player of the game. Only 2 hits through those 7 innings, while the offense was steady and consistent enough to get the win. We lose Game 2, though, 6-2, despite Ruiz going 3 for 4 with 2 triples. It was not enough, as Blackburn and Miller were the culprits. But in Game 3, we do bounce back and win 5-2, so we do win the series. Ruiz, another 3 for 4 game, an absolute sensational series for him, as he drove in a run in this one. And I'll take us to the second half of the episode. We'll now go to Atlanta. It's going to get way harder as we now take on the defending World Series champions at Truist Park for 3 games. We're 33-44. They're 44-30 as we head over to Cobb County. Like I said, the defending World Series champions, Braves, trying to defend their title. And we'll get a good look at them today in this interleague matchup. And on the mound for the Braves will be Spencer Strider, the 2-time NL All-Star, who's become one of the premier pitchers in Major League Baseball. Gio Urshela, like usual, will step into the batter box to begin this one for the A's. And he will begin the day by striking out on the high 98-mile-an-hour 2-seamer. Davidson in the 2 spot today really settled into this role in the lineup, but he's going to fly out to right. And we'll take a look at this A's lineup. It is basically the same in the game you just saw. But how about Darell Hernandez up to a 222 average, not 0.808 OPS. That's pretty good for his first week in the majors. That will bring up Ryan Noda in the 3-hole as he gets an 0-2 count, and he looks at strike 3, fastball low. It gets him looking. On the mound for the A's will be Jose Butto, the 4.76 ERA, another pitcher who's been a little bit inconsistent this season. He's had his good starts, but he's also had his bad starts. Leading off will be the All-Star Gold Glover Michael Harris, who's 8th in the National League with this .318 batting average, and he's got a 2-2 counts, and he's going to increase that batting average by ripping one into right field, where Rooker will get it in. Off the leadoff single, here's Orlando Arcia, who swings at a pitch in the dirt. That one's strike 3. Runner does not go as well. Acuna now full count pitch, draws a walk. Butto doesn't give him anything to hit. And now it's 2 on for the Braves. Austin Riley up next, who looks at strike 3. Fastball nails the outside. Good pitch by Butto. And then Marcelo Ozuna will also strike out. So Butto gets all 3 of his outs via the K. Good top 3. Zach Geloff leads off this inning, and he can't connect on a changeup as both pitchers really starting to rack up the Ks. How about Shea Langoliers? 1-0 pitch. He's going to hit this one up the middle, and it's going to get through. So the first base hit of the day of the Athletics will go to Shea Langoliers. He's on first base now for Darell Hernandez. 2-1 pitch, and he's going to slap this one into right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. As Langoliers all the way to third, as not fielded cleanly by Acuna. Now the A's in business. On the corners for Gio Urshela, who gets a changeup, and he's going to poke it into right field. It will be caught. But Shea will tag, and the throw is not in time. The A's will strike first off the sac fly from Gio. 2 down now for Logan Davidson, who flies the fastball into center, and Harris will make the play. But the A's are on the board first here in the third. Bottom 3, Michael Harris now at the plate, and he's going to get the run right back. Crushed to right field, and out of here goes that ball as Michael Harris, the second, hits a solo shot to knot us back up at 1 apiece. 14th home run of the season for the All-Star. As Butto gives up the long ball here in the bottom of the third with 1 down. And as you can see the fans here, Truist Field celebrating the home run. We're back to square 1. Going to the top of the 5th now, Geloff will lead off, and he's going to poke this one into right field as the A's try to get the bats a little bit warm now. 8-hole hitter Shea Langoliers has one of our 3 hits today, and he's going to draw a walk this at bat. So that's the second time he reaches the base off the second walk from Strider, and that'll bring up Darell Hernandez, who with a single in his last at bat's got his average up to 300 in the time being. 1-2 pitch to him, and he will look at a ball that's going to go well away from the catcher. That's going to be a wild pitch. Now runners in scoring position, still nobody out. So a good spot here for Hernandez. But the next pitch, he will swing wildly at the slider to strike 3. Already the 10th K of the day for Strider. And I'll bring up Gio as our solo RBI today. And he gets a hold of a slider here this at-bat. Hits it into left field. It's got some carry, and it's going to clear the wall. A 3-run homer for Gio Urshela. I did not think that one had the carry, but it does. 7th homer of the season for Gio, and that is now a 4-1 lead for the Athletics off the 3-run shot. Good inning so far as Davidson up next wants to keep it going. He's going to single into center field. Now Strider is not having the best game. He's getting hit around here. Noda up next will walk on 4 straight pitches, and with that, Strider is going to be yanked from this ball game. He's quickly lost control of his command. They'll bring in Tyler Matzik, the lefty, out of the bullpen for a very lefty-heavy lineup. Now here's Miguel Andujar up next. It's usually Tyler Soderstrom, but he had to leave early in this game due to a minor injury. He would be okay. Andujar will finish the way. He gets a fielder's choice here. And the next batter, Brent Rooker, will swing through a high fastball for strike 3. But the A's get the 3 off the home run from Urshela. We go bottom 5, and Zach Jackson is going to check in, but only goes 4. His stamina is honestly not the best for a starting pitcher. But the 5th starts off with Jackson striking out Harris. Arcia up next will chop this one over to Hernandez. And there's the 2nd out of the frame. How about Acuna? 2-2, rolls it over to Hernandez, and a great 1-2-3 inning for the top of the lineup from Zach Jackson. Craig Kimbrell will then get the next frame, the 3-time reliever year, returning to where his career started, right here in Atlanta. He starts off with Austin Riley, and he will walk him to begin the at-bat, the Craig Kimbrell special. Ozuna up next gets plunked on the arm, so the first 2 batters reach for free as Kimbrell continues to struggle with his command. Ozzie Albies up next. We'll chop this one over to second. Geloff to Hernandez to first, not in time, so a fielder's choice. Runners on the corners now 1 away, and they're going to quickly turn over to Martin. Not let Kimbrell let this one get away. Martin's got his average, or his ERA, sub 5 now. Tass was straining the runners, and he's got Ryan O'Hearn up at the plate, and he gets him to turn 2. Martin faces 1 batter, gets 2 outs, and the Braves get 0 in the 6th. We'll go top 7 out. Reynaldo Lopez out of the pen, the former top prospect in baseball, settling in now in Atlanta as he begins the frame by getting Logan Davidson to sky out to foul territory where it is gloved by Riley. 2-0 now to Noda, who turns on the changeup. He rips it into right field, and it's over the glove of Acuna. That one's up against the wall, and Noda has himself another double. Despite missing some time with an injury, Noda has been one of our best hitters. 17th double already of the season. So now he's now in scoring position for Andujar, who swings and misses on the 99 heater. And I'll bring up Brent Rooker with 2 down. 0 for 3 on the day is the right fielder. First pitch to him. He gets a nice changeup, but it's going to be hit right on the line to Acuna, and the A's get nothing. 8th inning now, Dylan Lee steps in for Atlanta, 4.35 ERA for the lefty. He will begin by getting Esteury Ruiz to swing through a slider. The A's have struck out a ton today. Here's Zach Geloff, who's 1 for 3. Our all-star from a season ago will also strike out. The high heater just unresistible. That's back-to-back Ks for Lee. How about Shea Langoliers? Average down to 180 now, but he has scored 2 runs today. He's got a 2-2 pitch, and now Shea will swing through a slider. Good pitch to hit, and Lee strikes out the side. Bottom 8, Lucas Erceg in for the setup in his 5th appearance with the majors. He's been very solid since being recalled from AAA. He does begin the inning by walking Orlando Arcia. And I'll bring up Acuna next, and he's going to rocket this one to right, but Rooker is over. He'll make the grab for the first out. How about Austin Riley now? He gets on base, and then Ozuna strikes out, though. So after a walk to Arcia, Ozuna with a big strikeout. And then Ozzie Albies up next will sky this one deep to left. And it will be caught, it looks like, out there by Andujar. So Erceg got into a little bit of trouble, but he gets out of it. Lefty Aaron Bummer now in relief for the Braves as we look to bum some runs off of him. Pun definitely intended, but instead we continue to strike out. Hernandez can't lay off the low sinker. And then Gio, who has all 4 of our RBIs today, hits a nice liner, but is caught by Riley. Davidson now 2 down, gets a slurve, and it's going to cut right over the middle, and he's going to put this one into center field, hitting from the right side of the plate. Keeps the inning alive. Good spot now for Noda. 2-2 pitch, but he swings and misses at a slurve. Another K, which means the A's are going to take a 3-run lead into the 9th for John Brevia, trying to go for his 18th save of the season, as he's 17 for 20 on save odds. He's got the 7, 8, 9 hitters, and he begins by striking out Ryan O'Hearn. Clips the outside edge. How about Jared Kelenic? 2-0 pitch, rifled into center, but Ruiz is over, and he's going to make the grab. And the game comes down to the rookie Ryan Castile. A great story, making the majors at the year 33 years old, but he can't keep the game alive. Grounds out to Geloff, and that'll do it. The A's win Game 1 here at Truist Field by a final score of 4-1. Again, another sensational pitching performance. They've been very good this episode, holding the Braves, out of all teams, to only 1 run on 4 hits. A great effort here by the Athletics as they continue what's been a pretty solid month of June for them. They take Game 1 of this 3-game set. I honestly thought we could get swept in this series, but now we have a chance to win it. As player of the game, we'll go to Urshela, who had all 4 of our RBIs today, and just a good overall performance by the A's. So we take Game 1. Can we keep the momentum into Game 2? No, we can't. We get slaughtered 11-3. Kyle Freeland, 8 earned and 3 innings pitched. Not a good start for him. He drops to 2-5 on the season in a rough outing. There's a trade around the league, too, and this one honestly makes no sense. This one feels like it should be reversed. The Rockies acquire Kyle Schwarber from the Phillies for a prospect. Shouldn't the Phillies be getting the veteran and the Rockies be getting the prospect? I don't know what's going on with this trade. Colorado just continues to have no sort of direction at all in their organization. We get some bad news for Game 3. Esteury Ruiz breaks his arm. He's going to miss 2 to 3 months. That's a big injury for this team. Ruiz has been a very vital part both offensively and defensively for this team. He's having his best offensive season by far in his career. Now he's going to miss 2 to 3 months with a broken arm. That is unfortunate news. We do win Game 3, though, and win the series in Atlanta 4-1. Zach Geloff goes deep. Shea had a 3-for-4 day, and Wade Miley 0 earned in 6 innings. To fill the roster spot, we're going to call Seth Brown back up to the majors. He's been okay in his short stint with AAA, but he's going to fill the roster spot. And next episode, we'll try to keep this pretty solid streak alive with a 3-game road trip in New York, followed by a 3-game homestand against Kansas City, as the A's are 7-2 in their last 9. Can we keep that going? We'll have to find out in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.